Welcome back to another interview. I'm Sal Beretta, and my guest today is introduce yourself real quick.
Vlad Castle, brand Raw since 2000.
CEO and founder, I'll say. Welcome to. Thank you for coming and doing this interview. I really do appreciate you. And another thing I'll say for you, the whole the whole setup, the whole theme of your merge, I kind of like it. It's just that, from the name of it, people, when you hear the word raw, they think of many things of that. You know what I'm saying? Many things, you know what I'm saying? So all I'm going to say is this, that it's not bad. But yeah, I'm going to ask the first question here. Where are you from, though?
Originally, I'm from Atlanta, Georgia.
ATL?
Yeah, so I moved down here when I was 13, Southside, Charlotte.
Yeah.
And, I like it so far. It's just, I would say it's like a new Atlanta, because Charlotte is a growing city.
Okay.
But I've always wanted to go back home. But I don't want to go back home when it's too late. I don't want to go back to Atlanta and then Charlotte's popping, and then I want to go back to Charlotte.
Yeah.
But I definitely do want to get out of Charlotte.
Yeah, I understand that. You want to get your
Yeah, I
whole
want to get
brand.
to a bigger, not a bigger city, but a more interactive city.
It's more understandable on that. Most people do that. They try to build themselves up and then move out to go somewhere else to start something new.
Mhm.
I seen that. The name Raw since 2000. I mean, like I said in the beginning, people have many questions of the name of the original name, and I'm wearing the bat hoodie. He's known for the bat hoodies. Y'all can see
Yeah.
right here. Yeah, he got the another one, the version 2, and this is the version 1. All right, but from the name, how did you get the name?
I actually got the name from, well, before I was a designer, I was into comic books. You know the book Bones?
Yeah, I love Bones.
Yeah, so that was like my favorite childhood book, and I was into art. So originally, this is going to be like a comic book thing. But as I got older, I realized people don't really appreciate art as
Yeah.
much as they do clothes. So that's what I just started getting into. And then the name, let me think. I just seen it from a hat. I think it was like an old Navy hat that said since, and then it had a year, and then I just put raw, and then my birth year since 2000.
Yeah, the Raw, because it's like there's no Raw. It's like, oh, that's Raw right there, meaning that it's nice, it looks
Yeah.
dope, it's amazing. There's a lot of meaning to it, and I
Mhm.
like that. Most people would see that, but Raw. When people hear the word Raw, they're thinking,
Nah, raw more is in like a new coming.
Yeah, I got you.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
I
for
like.
this generation of the 2000s, because most of us are 2000 kids, so
Yeah.
everything from here is just brand new.
I'm gonna say this right now. It's just that most people will say like, I'm just gonna say this is no filter at this point where I'm at. People are gonna think you do it raw without doing protection. You might check up a doctor or something.
No,
every single
always
week.
always have
That's-
protection.
That's funny. I feel
Safety
like
first.
exactly safety first for all this, and then it's funny as hell because I actually put that involvement because a lot of people I know when they hear about the merge, Ross is 2000. Hey yo, hold up now. What? That's the whole reaction I feel like in
Yeah.
my view. I mean, I didn't see it like that when I first saw it. Because I remember when you did your first season, you started releasing that. I remember that. The whole shirts of like we all sinners with the smiley face with the hell burns on it. And then secondly, I would say for your stuff, I do love it. I mean, don't get me wrong, the bat hoodie is a new thing. Some people say they wouldn't wear this. I'm right. All right, that's not your style. I do want to recall, like, what made you want to do clothes though? That's the question.
Well, let me think. I'm into fashion. I'm into art. I don't really like wearing name brand clothing. I like to wear my own stuff. I like to feel comfortable in my own skin. So some things that I wanted weren't being made, so I just made them myself.
The crazy thing is, I know the same thing as me. I don't wear. It depends how I feel. I wear like vintage shirts and shit. You see me wearing those. Secondly, I'll say, for the whole concept of your brand, I can understand why. Because it's just like you're a different person. You're somebody who wants to show people like, hey, I have my own merch. This is my style. This is how I love it. So in the beginning, people kind of know about your stuff from the bat hoodie wise. I don't know if that's was it a thing before, or did you feel like you were the one that started it? Because when you first started doing that, I didn't see nobody doing that.
Well, there was,
Or something.
I forgot the brand name, but it was based in LA, and he was doing bat hoodies too, while I was doing bat hoodies. But I was in college working on my bat hoodie, so he had dropped his, and I dropped mine like 2 months later. And then when I dropped mine, everyone was like, I was copying him. but the whole time we was both doing the same thing.
Yeah.
But neither of us was the first person to do it, because actually, you go on YouTube, you can see someone putting bat wings, but no one did it in the fashion
Like the fashion industry.
Like it was just some Halloween thing, how to put wings on a shirt or a jacket.
I understand that. I know the version 2 you're wearing has like, you know, the figure of females. It's like I've seen those type of, you know, designs on a motorcycle, a semi truck, or on a car or a truck basically, or a car. Definitely any vehicle they put on. Like, you know, I'm talking about the one like a Cap, you know, Cap with the brand, Capital, I think that's what you call it. Or the one with the 2 females like sitting like this. Laying down.
I know what you're talking about.
Is it called Kappa? I don't know if it's called Kappa, but
I think it is called Kappa, but I don't really keep up with them. But yeah, that's not 2 females. That's actually a man and a woman. It just look like 2 females. I can show you if you want.
No. I'm just gonna do research after. I'm just kind of shocked that you're telling me this.
Yeah, because I have to look up close. It was actually a female and a man. I don't know why.
Those dirty bastards.
Yeah. Those
dirty bastards. I don't have a. I'm gonna get on that later, but yeah, no, I get it. But you know, hey, I remember your first photo shoot. What was it? 2 years ago?
I think it was 2 years ago.
I remember, like, I remember that day you told me to pull up, and I was like, all right, fuck it. My first ever photo shoot for the brand, the Ross's 2000, for the first version Bad Hoodies. These are the first ones. I remember pulling up, and you know, I didn't know nobody. I mean, there was people that you know.
No, I didn't know them neither.
What the fuck? Oh my god!
I was asking people to come because it was my first shoot, and then when so many people came, I was actually surprised because I didn't think a lot of people was gonna come.
I was nervous. I was in there sitting down in that high chair, and I was with you. We were just chilling, talking, and you know, you're trying to make sure to organize everything. I felt like I was an organizer too. I was organizing everything for you. Like, hey, yo, like you were talking to this one guy. He's, hey, bro, who took a photo already?
Yeah.
And I was like, I turned around. And I was like, show of hands, y'all took photos. Just show of hands. And I was like that. And I was like, there you go. That's not hard.
Yeah, he was very, very helpful because, you know, I needed some help back then, so I appreciate that for real.
I was still figuring myself out that time too, but I found it, so you already know what I'm doing.
Yeah, you're real comfortable talking to people.
I love this, yeah. And definitely, you know how people are. They can say I'm funny, but I usually ask them how I'm funny. Just what way I'm funny. Like, you know, Joey Pesci type, you know, Goodfellas. How I'm funny, like in my clown, like, you know.
So what do you like about this hoodie compared to the other one? Or which one do you like better?
Man, I like this one better because it's just like the whole rhinestone, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah, that is
I
rhinestones.
love this. It's just a reflected on this and the word raw on it, you know? I like it because it's just mostly, it's just the whole reflective. If you ever get a light shot on this, they will literally bright up. Like, I'm letting you know, if y'all ever take like a flash photo, this is what you're going to see, like this flashing up. Yeah, you don't fly with this for real. It's not like the movie Kick-Ass in the beginning of the movie. Yeah, if y'all recall the movie, the guy was on top of a building in New York City with some wings, and he freaking fell off, and you know.
But the inspiration for that version was it was like a V-Lone style hoodie, because V-Lone hoodies, like the older V-Lone hoodies, they didn't have any cuffs, and they didn't have any pockets.
Oh,
so with these, I took the cuffs off and I took the pockets off.
But
for these style, this is more like Babe style.
I like that because Babe is the most inspiration, you know, designer brand that people like.
I just want a full zip version of a Babe, but it'll be a bat. So.
Yeah, I love it. No, I have nothing wrong with that. It's inspiration. It's not a bootleg. It's basically inspiration people make. It's why that whole concept of people making, you know, shirts and all that stuff inspired by a designer like, you know, Nego, who, you know, made Babe, and he made a good worldwide designer brand that made millions and millions and shit. So yeah, for this hoodie, I love it. A thing I would say, has anybody tried to copy your stuff?
A lot of people have actually, and it gets very annoying to like wake up to people copying you, and then you have to, what is that?
That's for them.
Oh, that's
for them. I'm just saying. I'm gonna censor this.
Yeah, I mean, I had someone copy me from, like, straight from the back door. Like, young people will come to me for help. I'll help them, and then they'll copy me, or they'll gatekeep me. Like, I had one dude, he wanted help on his brand. I gave him help. He wanted links, I gave him links. And then when I asked him for, like, information, he wanted to gatekeep me. And I'm like, I'm the one that
gave you the information. Like, what the hell? Like, if you would have gave me something, right, just for say like, oh, I want to start my own merch, right? And then you help me out. I'm literally gonna be appreciated and grateful, and then try to like pay back in the favor.
Yeah,
like,
so it's kind of
like
hard to
that.
like. It's hard to trust people nowadays because I want to help people, but at the same time, it's a lot of energy. And people don't be returning it back.
Yeah, I know. I tend to people to you gotta make your circle nowadays. I always say that to other people. You gotta make your circle, and that's what makes the connection why it's going. So for me, to see all your brand going, and I know people try to like criticize your stuff for certain designs on it. Have you ever got criticism for that? I'm guessing.
I'm trying to think back on it. I haven't really got any real criticism on it, except being compared to other designers. But the only aspect is that everything you see, like, I made it into my own version. Like, let me see this one shirt.
Yeah.
Where's that?
Yeah.
The second one. Get the second one.
Yeah, get this. Yeah, just pull up. Pull it. That one. If y'all can see it close, just take it off. Just take it off.
Like, this is actually from a V-Long inspiration shirt.
Yeah.
Because there's a V-Long shirt that has it has a vampire dude biting someone's neck. Let me see if I can pull it up.
I mean, if you can, but I could easily just. People could probably know if they're Vlone fans out
Yeah.
here. If y'all know what who he's talking about, you know what it is. You don't need to show a picture or anything. This is actually not bad design. I remember I see this. Yeah, from seeing this, yeah, I felt like people were gonna say something about this. 'Cause you know how people are dramatic nowadays. So you can't if you make something like this like with an angel and a demon, and then the demon's biting the angel, and like,
Oh yeah, I get that too. I get
Yeah.
a lot of hate about like the red girls. So I've actually switched it to.
I'll put it right here,
I don't
fuck it.
really. I'm not really like the direction I'm going. You won't really see any more devil horns. You'll just see like different variation of females. Like maybe you'll see mermaids, fairies, bumblebees. I just want to go out and expand some more.
Yeah, I remember like when that first photo shoot, it was iconic. I loved it. I remember making that video with the VHS tape. That's when I met a lot of people, new people that I got along with, and I do work with them and stuff. Like the photographer Keelan, shout out to Keelan.
Yeah, Keelan's good. Keelan's good.
There was a lot of good people who've done their own things in entertainment. Like there was some TikTokers.
Oh yeah, definitely a lot of influence.
Yeah, influencer. I'm gonna. I'm cool with one of them. I'm cool with one of them. So they're gonna be on here. But most of the two, after the whole drop of your merch, I mean, what was a lot of people liked it. A lot of people give you the attention. Like, oh, yo, this is a nice brand you're doing. It was a good, from your active people and stuff. How did it feel though, man? After that first drop, like that photo shoot, because I know I felt like, oh yeah, everybody that I know from that video, everybody was happy for me because they think I did something for myself. But at the time, I figured myself out because I was still lost. But most people were thinking it was my merch. It was funny as hell because I remember some people were like that because, yeah, the one guy I know from high school, because supposedly you message I know you're in a relationship right now.
Oh no, nothing right now. No.
Well, yeah, but you were in, like, there was this girl you were talking to, and he screenshotted it, and then she was, like, criticizing you or something. Because that's not my business. Whatever you do out of work, it's your thing. I don't get involved with that. He just telling me, oh, bro, you sure you want to get involved with this guy? He might ruin your merch. I'm like, it's not my merch. It's his merch. I mean, I have a saying, that's them, not me. That's her business. I can't get involved with their business, And whatever the outcome is on them. And so, that's how some people were just kind of, like, getting at you. And what is up with you and females? I do see you and females. There are some toxic females on your story that they're DMing you.
Yeah.
I read the messages, and I just don't want to put in much details. Like, hey, what did you say to piss them off? Like, did you say something to piss them off? Did you
I'm not.
I'm really confused right here, man. It's just like I'm seeing these messages. I'm like, damn, what the hell is going on? This man is getting a lot of females. Like, I'm not saying all females. Some there's both sides. Okay, do we need to revive Kevin Samuels to explain to people? Because we will have to do that. Secondly, females. I respect females. Don't you act before you act. Okay, there's some toxic females and toxic males. All right, both sides. There's these toxic females that talk to you on some stupid bullcrap situation. What was the most wild thing they ever said to you? Like, I want to get to that. Let's put that on the table.
All right,
there's a little table in front of you, so just throw that on there, bro.
Well, the most wildest thing was this girl. Like, I was planning to see her because she was in Greensboro, but I didn't want to make that drive. So
I've been to Greensboro. It's not a good drive.
Yeah, we just kept it cordial, and then she came to Charlotte, and she was like, she's in Charlotte now, and I'm like, you know, let's get some ice cream tomorrow. And she was like, all right, cool. Tomorrow comes, and I'm texting her through Instagram because
Okay.
we not texting her number. And then she's like, the weather's not really giving ice cream. And I'm like,
What?
I'm like, how can the weather give ice cream? And I was like, we could still go out. And she was like, all right, cool. And I was like, you want me to pick you up? You want to meet me? She said, you could pick me up. She said, are you treating? And I'm like, I said, what do you mean? Because if we're not getting ice cream, then we just going to be downtown. And I said, what do you mean? She said, are you the type? Her exact words was, are you the type to pay for my shit or not? And I'm like, bro, I don't be toxic to them. They be toxic to me. I just think it's because of my Instagram, really, because...
You see my reaction right now. I'm sorry, this is pissing me off. And I'm sorry, like, listen, like, I get it, but the man pays for the date. Yes, I understand, but, like...
I don't even know the girl. And then she said
No,
it
you
so
don't know her.
ruefully.
You don't
She said,
know
are you
her.
going to pay for my shit or not?
You don't... No, first off, if you don't know each other, there's nothing you can't get out of it, okay?
Yeah.
If you know each other, talk to each other, if you know we're friends and you guys are trying to get to know each other and relationship-wise, then yes, that's considered a pass. That's considered, okay, I'll pay for the first date. I'll pay for it.
But a lot of girls be thinking I have, like, mad hoes or something, mainly because of my work. Like, I have a shoot with a girl, and a girl would be like, is this your girlfriend? I'm like, no, this is just a model. Or they'll see me shooting with models that are, like, half naked, and they'll be like, did you used to mess with her? And I'm like, no, these are just models. Like, when it comes to business, I keep everything strictly
Yeah, you
business.
kind of give the straightforward because I know you make like the jeans. The jeans were kind of popping for people. You wear the good jeans and stuff like that. Because I know I already saw. Yeah, I can see it. I mean, as you can see, like through this whole, there's the whole vampire thing with the bat on it, and then with the hoodies with the camels with the females on it, and the bat hoodie right here. Yeah, as you can see right here, this whole the whole concept of it looks nice. I like it. The whole design. It's just that people tend to say one thing after another for certain idiotic things. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm gonna say is this: for certain people, you should kind of chill out with this man because he's trying to live his life and do more work of his merch.
Yeah.
I was gonna say what's next for you though, because I haven't seen you.
Yeah, I've been taking a break, just getting life together. Because, if you can't really just focus all about the business, you got family, you got life, you got different goals. So last year I was just mainly focusing on my brand, but, my relationships with people weren't really up to tier, Because it's like, if you ask me to hang out and I'd be like, no, I'm working on my brand. Or events coming up and like, no, I'm doing this. So this year I'm really just taking a break, not from the brand, but just life together, trying to get myself back
situated.
on the path, yeah.
Situated. So that's nothing wrong with that. Because I know for a fact that you have building your stuff up and getting income in to help invest it. It's like an investment here at this point. Because I know like I said, I've been following this brand when it first started, like with the season 1 and stuff. I remember.
But after I forgot to reply back to what you said. After the first shoot, how did I feel? I didn't really think much of the first shoot. It was just a shoot to me. But after that, I started getting more followings, more fans, and even though the success is good, it can sometimes be toxic. If you don't handle it right. Because some people let things go to their head. And they have a big ego, and that's typically the people I run into. Like not all designers, but some designers, they be so egotistic.
They think they're better than anybody else.
Yeah, they think they're better
I know,
than everybody else.
It's like rappers, designers, certain people who make if it's an animator or something like that, like independent animator, think they're all that. But I'm like, yeah, no. If you are a down to earth person, I'll mess with that. But if you're just a douchebag, I'm not working with you.
That's what most people think of me when they see me. They think I'm like, you just gotta talk to me.
I know.
I'm just a normal person.
Look how I am. I talk to people like regular. I talk like a regular thing. I mean, some people find it annoying how I talk. I mean, just I don't care what they think. People have opinions. You know the saying, right? You could love me, you could hate me. Don't matter for me at this point. It's like that. You tell that one person that stuff, and just move on with your life. It's just that's it. And then I mean, the whole merch thing, I like it. Like I said, I'll keep repeating the same thing. I like the merch. Rossi 2000 is a good brand. If y'all gonna cop some, hit him up. You have his Instagram and everything. That's the whole thing of
I'm gonna show you something
of the
too.
merch? Like, what is it? Like, what is like? What would it be like? You know, you did your castle thing, right?
Yeah, ever since I dyed my hair red last year.
Everybody, I was gonna ask you that question. Did
People
Yeah.
try to compare you to somebody.
Yes, every time I don't dress normally. Like sometimes I like wearing all black with boots. Sometimes I like dressing formal. So when I had the red hair, people would be like, "Oh, you play for Cardi this, Cardi that," and
I
I'd
just
be
do that to
like,
mess with you. I do that to
Yeah.
mess with you. I don't
Yeah.
fucking be serious.
And I'd be
I'm like,
like-
oh, wanna be looking as Playboy Cardi.
"Yeah."
The fucking gangstalicious looking. I got more in the freaking. I got more in here. Okay, I can say everything, but I didn't like do it serious. I just mess with you. Most people try to compare you to that, and sometimes I do kind of like. Okay, you feel honored at first, but at the same time, you're just you. You're not
Yeah.
that person. You're your own person. Be your own. That's what I kind of hate sometimes when people are trying to compare me to somebody. If they just joke with me, I'll just be like, oh yeah, it's funny. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that. More to the whole concept of you. When I saw you dye your hair red, this is like right after this like whole lot of red dropped.
It was just coincidence, mainly because I
The album
wanted
was
to.
ass.
I wanted. Whoa, the album was not ass.
Hey, dude, no, I hate it.
Why didn't you like the album?
I listened to 3 tracks. And I
What
stopped.
songs did you listen to?
The first 3 tracks. I forgot the name of it, but I was like, what was it?
It's not something I would play out loud. It's something I'll play like by myself.
I don't play it. I
Oh.
play the first 3 songs, and I'm like,
But I only listen to the old Cardi
I,
like on SoundCloud.
I miss old Cardi. Who remembers? Oh my god, the freaking old Cardi, man. Oh my god.
But it is still a classic to me. It's not something I listen to like bumping outside my car.
I mean, that's their taste. That's your taste of music. I got no judgment on that, but in my view, I don't like it. People be like, "Oh, you don't know what music is." Okay.
Who's your top 5
My top 5 rappers,
artists?
artists? Damn, that's a good question. I don't have top 5s, but you're talking about underground because I'm mostly in the underground music and stuff. So like Puya, Xavier Wolf,
Yeah, you do love Xavier Wolf. You've been talking about him for 2 years.
Denzel Curry. I met. You know, it's funny. I met all 3 of them actually.
When?
Oh, I know this is an interview, but at Puya's concert, Xavier Wolf's first concert here in Charlotte, 2016, and then Denzel Curry through FaceTime from a rapper named Dinero Ferrar. Shout out to him. Thank you for that. Thank you. I was at work and he was at my job, and just say he helped me out. And
That's a good experience to have, something to look back on.
Another thing I'll say, I know this is off topic for the interview, but this is another off topic, but when Denzel told me I was funny, when I told him I was on Ultimate before all this bandwagon shit even happened, and he told De Niro, quote unquote, yo, this, the N-word, DAS, is hilarious. I am not going to say the word, because most people will say a lot of criticism to that. Oh, man. I'm just saying, this is not a, startup thing. So, but yeah, man, that's what I'm doing. I love it. I kind of started this, but, me and my friend, but he's in LA right now, so I'm in charge of everything. So
That's cool.
another thing, so any other design you had planned up, like another hoodie design, or what we'll be doing here?
I got a lot of stuff coming up. I'm not taking a break for nothing. I'm still working on designs as I speak right now.
I love it. Love to see that. I want active people. I want to see active people. People go out there. If you haven't dropped shit like in 2 years, yeah, I'm not gonna mess with that. You know that, right?
Yeah.
A year and a half, depending. But if you're still selling,
But things take time too, because like after the design process, you gotta go through the manufacturing process, then the shoot process. So a lot of people
it's not easy.
Yeah, it's not easy.
It's not easy. You're thinking like,
Especially if you have to make stuff. So when I was making these hoodies, these are pre-made hoodies. No, wait, not pre-made. Like I make them myself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I love to see. I like to see designers make stuff from scrap. Just make it from scrap. Like
But people be too impatient. Like I'll say, this is a pre-order. It takes up to 4 weeks. By the second week, they be like, when's the hoodie shipping? When's this? When's that? I'm like, yo.
Yeah, I need to know that he's one person. Okay, he's one person. He gets help what he can for somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so for y'all to judge a designer, it's not easy.
Yeah, people don't really see what you put into it. They just see what you put out.
Exactly.
They just see the end process. But
Yeah.
it's a lot that goes into it.
I kind of do see that a lot when some people are just thinking, oh yeah, this is easy. No, it's not.
Yeah, it's very
If you made an easy way of making something and you're getting a lot of fans, good for you. But it's not easy to be out here making clothes. And like I say this again to every single designer I see, and I respect that. If I see a designer and their brand looks dope, I'm gonna say something. You know, I go to them. I say it.
Like if I had the money, then I wouldn't be taking so long to do drops. But if it's just me, then it's gonna take some time.
You know, one time I kind of try to compare you to the guy who's the founder of FTP. FTP, you know what I'm talking about? Zach.
F the people,
F the population.
F the population.
F the population. I'm not gonna say the full curse word, but if I want to, I can censor it. But you know, but like I said, yeah, it's like I remember one time he kind of gave me the vibes one time because he making a lot of crazy merch.
Yeah, I do.
I bought his last name, the reflective hoodie.
Mhm.
I love that. But yeah, man, I think that's. I mean, yeah, but what would you say to people like upcoming designers though? What would you say to them? Like, what advice would you say to every single one of them? Like, hey, if you're trying to start a merch, what would be the first thing you want to say to them?
The first thing I would say is work on the foundation of your brand and who's your audience. Meaning, like, don't go. Let me think how to say this. Like, you gotta find your audience and find who you're comfortable telling your stuff to, and build your fan base from there.
Yeah, and I would say there's a lot of people advice from artists.
And it's mainly not even
Designers.
about. It's not even about what you're making. It's about who you are, because people will support you more than what you make. Meaning, like, if I'm a good person, people will support me. But if I'm mean to people, but I make nice clothes, I'm not gonna make no money. So it's all about networking and how you talk to people, and you gotta get out there.
I love to hear that, and I love to see more people like you to just come up and just say, hey, I am a nice guy. You just gotta work with me. You just gotta work with me.
Even if
just
you
gotta
make
work with
nice
me.
clothes, don't let it go to your head, because at the end of the day, we're all people.
You kind of told me one time to find myself one time because I was that one time, you know, supported your merch way too much, but I didn't focus on myself. You did tell me that one message, like, hey man, I'm not being an asshole. You gotta find yourself. You gotta,
Yeah, because you don't want to follow in the footsteps of nobody.
Yeah,
you just want to.
I said that to Glizzy Nexus too on his interview. You know, he knows, he catches on too. He catches it like that because he's a producer / artist, and you know some people would say, hey, I will find a way. I could easily tell you're gonna be that person trying to use me to follow my footsteps, and just because you know me doesn't mean you can't like the word. Yeah, dick rider. Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
I'll say dick rider. Fuck it. I'll say dick rider because most people be dick riders, and I learned from that when you told me that. At first I was like, damn. Like that's what I said. Damn. That hurt. But nah, at first I learned throughout the concept of myself when I was trying to build my shit. That's when I was like, you know what? He's right. That's what kind of gave me the little ideas and stuff and make my own thing. Because if you don't have your own stuff, what are you in general? What are you as a person? And so that's why you kind of show that example that someone who loves to do this stuff. I mean, one thing you say you don't like making clothes. I think because you make it literally saying, no, literally, I don't like making these fucking clothes because it takes me 4 weeks to make these. And people are kind of get blocked. They're not blocking me, but like they're literally coming at me saying, where are the hoodies? I'm one person.
Yeah.
So you got to understand.
So yeah, no, this has been a nice interview. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, no, this is
I wanted to say something too.
What's up?
Like even about when you said the Cardi reference, when I was doing my stuff, people would be calling me everything. They'll call me Vamp. They'll call me Cardi. They'll call me Uzi. And then me, I don't really like being compared to other people. Not really compared, but I don't like to be called something I'm not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's when I had made up just the name for myself.
Vlad.
It was Vlad Castle.
Yeah, I like it. People compare me thinking I'm Adam 22, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't do porn videos. I don't do none of that. I don't do porn. Yeah. No, people ask me, how do you know? It's on his freaking, it's right there in his channel. Like, it's pretty obvious.
Well, it's not off the table, you know.
It's right there on the table. No, it's definitely on the table.
Well, not off the table for you.
Well, yeah, it's right there. People were telling me that. I'm like, I did follow Adam 22 before he became who he is right now, but it's whatever. I do appreciate that, but don't, you know, I'm on my, like you said, you're your own person. But I love it. This whole concept. If y'all want more merch from him, yeah, just hit him up on his Instagram, Vlad Castle. That's basically his Instagram. And yeah, if y'all want some new Raw 2000 merch, well, not new, but merch, just hit him up and don't
Yeah, I'm be selling old stuff too.
Yeah, he be selling old stuff, but y'all need to know that he's got more stuff coming in, but it's just gonna take time. It's a process to make clothes and a process to get them to the consumer because it's not easy nowadays to do this business.
Yeah, and to do the shoots, get the models, all about availability, timing,
Exactly.
a lot of stuff.
Shit, you still need a model for the next drop. Let me know. I'm
Yeah,
here.
I got you.
I got you,
I
man.
ain't forget.
You already know, bro. You already know. Come on, people. Like, coming soon type thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, most people see it. they're hyped for it. I can't wait for it too, because you got a good following though. You
Yeah,
got
I
a
know.
good.
I don't want to disappoint people because people be telling me every day. They be hitting me up because I put on my close friends on my work. And people be like, "When are you dropping? When are you dropping?" It's like, if I want to work on this if I could work on this every day, I could.
Mm.
I still got responsibilities. Like,
So some people, yeah, responsibility comes first.
yeah, some people think I'm just rich and famous.
No, you're not.
Like,
Look. It's the most, like, I wouldn't say no, you're not, but like, no, you're not poor. You're not broke. You're not anything. You're just in the mid,
Yeah.
average. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, I mentioned this guy, Kevin Samuel said, average at best. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. You're in the middle. You're trying to build your stuff up, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I love this. And you're just having your own life. You're trying to make sure your mentality's straight, and I love that. And that's just why people should know that making your own thing, your own side hustle.
that's what I have another advice too.
What's up?
Some people will get into fashion, but they won't really be into fashion. Like, they'll do it because they see other people doing it, but then once they start doing it, they'll realize they don't like it. So don't do something based on other people. You have to have a passion for it.
Yeah, I have gotten advice from, I'm gonna say his name again, Keelan. When I took photos of him, I was trying to like reference the guy's pose on Instagram. And he was like, no, do your own thing.
Yeah.
That's what he said. And I kept that in my mind. I'm like, do your own thing.
Because when you try so hard to copy somebody, and then when they stop doing something, what are you going to copy? So it's better to just be your own person.
Yeah, I feel that. People need to know that you have your own side, you gotta be your own business and shit. I love that. I love
You
that.
gotta have patience. Things take time.
It's
It's not finna. Your first job, you might not even sell out. So
It's just, you learn from it.
yeah,
Grab it, learn
have
from
low
it.
expectations. People's expectations be too high.
You know how many times I've been talking to other artists from that event? We went to the Stadium Emergency event.
Mhm.
I give them a lot of advice, and then a couple weeks later, like, hey, yo, Sal, I took your advice. I know who the artist is, but I'm like this. I took your advice, bro. And this was me. I'm like, what the fuck did I say to him? I say a lot of shit to people. I say a lot of stuff to people like advices. Like, I meet a lot of people, man. I talk to a lot of people, and I don't recall certain words I be saying to people. I just make sure it's not bad.
Mhm.
It's not bad, but it's decent. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I consider for the fact that, giving advice for you as a person who's an upcoming designer, building your own thing. Make sure you have your circle tight. Make sure you got your trust going. Trust, that's the number one thing. And make sure your business and your income and your whole operation of making these clothes.
You gotta be able to do some research too. Because
Yeah.
to find manufacturers, to find videos, like I had to teach myself how to sew, Photoshop, things. You gotta
I am too.
put the work into it.
Not sewing, but the Photoshop thing. I'm learning too.
Yeah.
So we all gotta learn nowadays. So yeah, bro. Wait a minute. Before I end this, what's up with that man Bloody?
Which one?
Dior.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm gonna see if I can pull the picture up.
Well, no, as you can see, people could.
Let me see.
Let's just put that in the. Fuck it. Let's just put that in the whole camera. I'm gonna fucking do this extra shit. God damn it! If y'all can see this, if it's on focus, but yeah, he did this photo right here with the model. This is one of the pictures that he said.
Yeah, cause he was wearing a Bape hoodie and he had a girl over his shoulder.
We did it
He had,
first?
He did it first, and then I was like, I like that picture, so I was like,
Reenact that shit.
yeah, I referenced it, and he's seen it, but
He didn't like it.
he didn't like it.
I'm gonna be honest here. People see that, they thinking they're copying them, but like, no, it's inspiration. It's like other people like that get inspired by it. Like, the hoodie, Nego, Bape, V-Lone right here. I'm talking about inspiration from other brands and some other people that are, what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's like Kanye West inspired a lot of people through his years of his career. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong to reenact his thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but it just feels weird, having someone that you look up to, just like not show you no attention when they're trying to give you attention is like, I don't know. It kind of did hurt my feelings.
Here's what I said. Don't worry about him. Just worry about yourself. The only thing you should do is to just straight up do your work and just don't focus on that person. Because if that person has to give you the cold shoulders, then I would just tell you straight up to them, this is what I'll say. Okay, fuck you. On to the next one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I say to everybody. And if I don't like you, don't hit me up. If I don't feel like your requirements on my thing to interview, then don't try to cause issues. If I say no, no is no. So, and for you, just from that experience, I'll say just keep going.
Yeah, because they still
Nothing else.
other people that I look up to see my stuff too.
Oh.
But they don't like it neither. Like Joey, he's seen this picture because I had bought one of his face masks and I took a picture in it.
Oh yeah, I knew what you're talking about.
Yeah, he's seen it, but he didn't like the picture. So I don't know. But I'm still gonna be doing more stuff.
Yeah, playing people's feelings at this point. These motherfuckers, big followers, that gets to their head.
It does get to their head.
It gets to their head, so fuck it. But yeah, man, this has been a nice interview. Y'all mess with the Ross's 2000 brand. Vlad right here. More merch coming soon for him. Y'all better be ready, and that's all I'm gonna say. So, yeah. Anything else you want to say? One last thing before we end this. Anything else?
Let's fly high this season.
I fucking love that. Fly high this season. That's a good motto right there. Motto, like, yeah, let's get fly high this season. All right, let's get it.